Hey, Larry, good afternoon, sir. Jesse Russell here with Columbine Roofing. As you can see, we are at 1519 Linden Way, Erie, Colorado, your home address. I'm going to do a quick roof inspection video for you here. Bear with me while I make my way up the ladder. So the very first thing I'd like to detail through the use of this video is the sand-like buildup in the gutters. As you can see, it's fairly consistent. This is known as granule loss. It's really just the first indicator that gives testament to the fact that you've had wear and tear, and also to the age of this roof. Next thing I'd like to point out here at the eave is your lack of drip edge flashing. Drip edge flashing by building code is a 2 by 2 inch L-shaped flange of metal that would go 2 inches down over the face of the gutter or over the fascia, depending on where you are on the home, and then 2 inches up below the shingle. What this does is simply encapsulate the edge of the home and protect you against wind-driven rain, ice damming, and ultimately water migration at the eaves and the rakes of the home. Bear with me while I make my way up top. So I will need to pause this video so that I can take my ladder and put it on double pull up to the second slope here. Give me just one sec. Okay, so making my way up onto the main slope. I'll go ahead and pause here and show you no drip edge flashing on the rake edges either. Definitely a good thing to be aware of, and as I said, that's something that the insurance would be responsible for purchasing in the event of a replacement. You also have a number of exposed nail heads. In order to pass any Colorado roof inspection, each nail must be sealed by some sort of silicone weatherized sealant. Without that, you're left a pretty vulnerable penetration point for water to migrate. Now, the very first thing any insurance adjuster is going to look for when he gets up here to do an inspection is known as collateral damage. Collateral damage are simply signs and indicators that give testament to the fact that there's been hail in the area. So one of the things they're going to do is look for indentations on the rain cap. You've got removal of paint, you've got indentations. What I did was actually run a piece of chalk over the rain cap. I left one good dent here to kind of show you how this works, but if you drag it over, it leaves the dents exposed, and so it really details to us a good idea of how much hail you've actually had hit the roof. Obviously, you've been hit pretty hard at least a couple of times. So once an adjuster verifies that fact, the next thing he's going to be looking for is known as spalding. Spalding is where hail strikes the shingles and removes the granule to expose the fiberglass undermatting. These bald spots are exactly what that looks like. So the way that the insurance classifies this damage is within a 10 by 10 foot square. If they can locate between 6 and 10 of these marks, you gain an eligibility for a full replacement. Now, I've done corresponding spot checks on each of the adjacent slopes. The one I'm currently showing you is one of your least affected. Our storms in Colorado come from the southwest. As a result, the southern and western facing slopes catch the brunt of the damage. Now, this plane, this slope, is so heavily damaged that it's hard for me to actually single out specific hits among all of the natural deterioration, but you can just see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I mean, thousands of these marks. You have less than 50% of the original granules that were on these shingles. This roof is, for lack of a better term, completely toasted. It definitely is in need of a replacement, and I see absolutely no reason at this point in time why you would not be eligible for a replacement. Just to kind of go through it with you, a roof is a system, as I'm sure you know. The granules are the first line of defense against the elements. As they begin to fail systematically, the roof will follow suit. If you end up with leakage on the inside of the home, it becomes homeowner negligence, and the insurance company at that point refuses to pay any necessary replacement or repair costs. So that's why this sort of damage is what it takes to gain a replacement. They want to catch it before it actually makes its way into the home. At this point, you have an extensive amount of damage on this roof. It's actually one of the worst I've seen in the neighborhood in the last 2 years. And again, at this point, it would be beneficial to know your options. So again, my name is Jesse Russell. I am a certified roof inspector and a project manager with Columbine Roofing. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thanks, Larry.